I'm going to start with a story really quick to share the inspiration for this practice. In Los Angeles recently, Payless, the discount shoe retailer, set up a pop-up shop where they sold a fake brand called Palessi. It was supposed to be this fake new designer brand, and they did it through a pop-up shop, and they invited a lot of influencers and people that were interested in high-end luxury brands, and they were selling their $20 shoes for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and these people were taking pictures of them and commenting how cool they were, and they were totally bought in with this new designer brand. And then after the 2 days, they had these people on video, and they showed them what happened when they told them that this was not a luxury brand like a Gucci or a Prada, but it was actually Payless shoes that they were looking. And for those of you not in America, Payless is a very cheap discount sort of store. And the look on these people's faces were unbelievable. And it was probably my favorite marketing stunt because it showed how our perception of reality is directly influenced by the stories that we tell ourselves. So when they're telling yourself the story that this is a designer brand and this is nice, they see the world, they see those shoes, all of the positive things about them. And so often, the stories that we tell ourselves are running our life. And we so often have bought into stories that aren't true. Stories like, I'm not good enough to do something, all these limiting beliefs. Stories like where we should be in our life. I should be married. I should be this far apart. I should be this successful in my life by now. And unfortunately, we don't have someone coming and saying, surprise, those stories that you believed, they aren't actually true. But meditation is a practice that can do that for us. And in the quiet of our own hearts, when we start to rewrite our own stories, we learn that we are capable of so much more than we think. So go ahead and find your comfortable seat. Go ahead and get grounded, either on the floor or on a cushion, on a chair. Allow your hands to fall where they feel nice, feel comfortable. Close down the eyes, lengthen the sides of the waist, lengthen the neck. Soften the jaw and begin to come into your breath. Finding an expansiveness, finding an openness with each inhale, and allowing yourself to release and come down with each exhale. Connecting your tailbone to your chair, your hands to your thighs or between your lap, by your side. And beginning to feel the connection of the breath move in and out through your body. Setting ourselves up to be and to hear the truth of who we really are. So go ahead and just take another few moments to find your center. And if it helps, it might feel okay to note inhaling with each inhale and just note silently exhaling with each exhale. we're going to do a little practice, a little visualization today. So let's take a cleansing breath in and let it out. And I'd like you to imagine in your mind's eye that you are sitting in a classroom. So any classroom that you could imagine. It's just you. So there's just one chair in the middle of an empty classroom. And it's an adult chair. Notice whatever classroom comes to mind. Maybe it's a childhood classroom. Maybe you're a teacher and it's a classroom that you teach in. Notice what's on the wall, maybe those little fun alphabet posters or all of the things that are in a classroom. And we're looking at a chalkboard, so we're going to keep it old school. Just find your chair, notice what it's like to sit in this chair. And just gaze around just for another breath to get your surroundings. And begin to look closer at the chalkboard. And I'd like you to see on the chalkboard all of the limiting stories that you may have told yourself or that you may have adopted from other people. These can be as simple as, I'm too old, I don't have enough time, I don't deserve it, I'm not capable of doing something like that, I'm not good enough. I don't belong. Who am I to do something like that? I could never do that. That's not me. Anything that you can think of. And see them written on the wall. And this also includes all of the shoulds that we buy into. You should be married by this age. You should have kids. You should have this amount of money in the bank. You should be this successful by now. You should be further along than you are. All of those shoulds that we have adopted that really aren't true. And see them written on the chalkboard. And also, one of the biggest stories that we believe is some version of the story of I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not brave enough. I'm not confident enough. And all of these are just written on the chalkboard. And if you're having a tough time thinking about words, maybe they're just negative feelings, general feelings of unworthiness, of feeling shame or judgment toward yourself. And maybe you see them as little marks or just pictures or spots that are on the chalkboard, if that works better for you. And just getting all of those things inside of us and just filling this chalkboard with all of those limiting beliefs. Another breath. Getting it all out. And let's take a cleansing breath in. And let it out. I'd like you now to begin to get up from your chair and start to walk over closer to this board. Standing right in the center, looking left, looking right, seeing all of these stories that have filtered some of your perception. I'd like you to ask yourself in this moment, are these true? Do I want these to be true? Who is the actual judge? And if the answer is no, I'd like you to grab the eraser. It's on the shelf. I'd like you to go ahead and walk over to the left side of the chalkboard. And I'd like you, one by one, erase each side of the chalkboard. Just erasing all of those stories that have not been reality, that aren't reality. It may feel good on the inhale to imagine your hand starting at the top, and your exhale, imagine you erasing one row and then going over to the next. And it may help to repeat as you do this, to send out more of the energy of what I believe that you truly are. And then you can repeat this out loud if you'd like, or you can repeat this silently in your head. I am worthy. I am whole. I am capable. I am empowered. I am enough. And maybe picking one of those as you continue to erase. Maybe it's just you inhale the positive as you go up, exhale the negative as you erase all of those limiting stories that have played a part in your life, one by one. I am worthy. I am whole. I am capable. I am empowered. I am enough. And continue through the end. And once you finish, I'd like you to take a step back into the center. And I'd like you to look at a clean slate. and take a nice deep breath in and let that go. And as you let that go, notice a projector screen that's going to come down right in front of the chalkboard. And on this screen are either pictures or a video playing of you in the life that is a more true story that you tell yourself. So what happens if these stories don't hold you back? Imagine yourself maybe doing those things that you feared doing. Imagine pictures on this screen. Anything that feels okay for you, that works for you. And see yourself creating that new story. See yourself allowing yourself to deserve it, to feel worthy, to be empowered. Maybe even broadening your chest to send a little bit of that body language, that yes, you are all of these things. And just play that movie, play those pictures of how you see this manifesting in your life. What doors can open up when you let go of the shoulds and all of those limiting beliefs. And I'd like you to realize that by looking at this right now, understand in this moment, right here, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. And all of it is working for you. Let's take a few more moments. Any last images, people that you see, that you connect with. Maybe it is finally allowing yourself that relationship that you haven't been. Allowing yourself the permission to do something that you haven't been. Once you're done, let's take a deep breath in. And begin to walk back to your chair in the middle of the room. I'd like you to say thank you to this classroom for what it's shown you, what it's helped you work through. And then slowly start to come back into your body. Letting go of the visualization and coming back into your breath, into your connection, knowing that all of those empowering beliefs are within you now. And know that you did the work to internally shift all of those negative stories. And maybe even thanking yourself for taking the space and being brave enough to do it. And whenever you feel complete with this practice, you can slowly begin to open your eyes and come back into your day, into your room. As always, I wish you so much love and blessings on your journey. Namaste.